Bring me everyone.
What do you mean, everyone?
Welcome to Everyone Racers,
a show designed for the world of low-dollar racing and oddball car culture.
It doesn't matter what kind of Lemmy Champ or Lucky Track Dog league you run.
SCCA or NASA, we don't discriminate.
as long as you drive it hard and built it yourself.
Join us each week for tech discussion,
Tips, tricks,
as well as news and notes from the world of amateur endurance racing.
whether it's on the spot.
hella sweet,
Or we're lucky enough in Chrissy.
Chrissy,
I give you just the tip.
We're sure you'll giggle a little.
And learn even less.
Everyone report to the paddock.
This is Chris.
This is Chrissy.
I'm Tim.
I'm Mental.
And I'm Jeff.
What?
Hey.
Yay.
Chrissy's in another state. She's still yelling so loudly she crushes her microphone.
Oh, darn it.
Yeah, it's all right. Hey, and we are Everyone Racers. Welcome to a Bristol episode of our podcast, the Bristol 406, 406 podcasts. Did you start doing it 2 times a week while I was gone? Anyway, the Bristol 406 is a luxury car produced between 58 and 61 by the British manufacturer Bristol Aeroplane Company. That's spelled with an O. Bristol Aeroplane Car Division later became Bristol Cars. It was the last Bristol to use the BMW, the 406, by the way, was the last Bristol to use the BMW-derived pushrod straight-six engine that had powered all the cars built by the company up until that point. In a stopgap measure for the 406, its torque was improved by 245 the cc increase in capacity because it was clearly unable to give performance comparable to the newer engines emerging at the time. Most of the bodies for 406 were manufactured by Jones Brothers, not the Jonas Brothers, of London. The styling made the 406 more of a luxury car than a true sport saloon. What do we think of that? We're showing the pictures if you're watching on the internet.
I like the silver one. The green one's got a weird, it's like a guy took over right past where the door ends, and a new designer came in and said, "I got this."
Yeah, there's some sort of weird tail breasts going on.
Silver
there.
one looks clean.
Yeah, the other one looks like it had like a bad Bondo job.
Stuck some
Anyway,
stuff on there.
there it is. Check out the Bristol 406, everyone. Never heard of it.
No, right?
Never
I had
heard
to
of
go
it.
down to the bottom of the page when you type in 406. I had to go to the bottom of the page of it. And I was like, oh, here you go.
Yep. Link in our notes.
Okay.
So, what's everybody been working on? I haven't been around a while.
You have not. Chris, what have you been working on?
Unpacking somewhat and stuff around the house, like painting and installing built-in closets everywhere and ceiling fans and
Ceiling fans.
all the new house shit.
Except for ceiling fans, we have a vaulted. One of them's in a moderate vaulted ceiling, and the other one is in a very vaulted ceiling that we are concerned about how we're going to get that.
Go rent one of those super ladders from Home Depot.
Yeah, I was going to say, get one of those ladders that like bends like the little giant. You can make them like L's and W's and
Just stack a couple ladders on top of each other.
It's a good way to go.
Trying not to be the safety meeting if I can help it.
This is literally the conversation we had. He was like, "Can you help me not be the safety meeting?"
Well, on the medium vaulted ceiling in our bedroom, which is only like 13 feet, I am standing on not the very top of the 6
You're
foot
telling people
ladder,
what we did
but
here?
one step below that, so it's like at your ankles, and Chrissy's like helping stabilize my legs on that, so that as I'm reaching overhead to do the fan.
We had it was like a double. The second floor opened up onto the first floor in our house in Colorado, and we had to install that. We just rented like a super ladder and put it in the truck, and like 47 steps up. And
well, we have an extension ladder outside for like the roof, and I think if I use that
A-frame,
right?
My vaulted ceiling area has like a stairs in it, so I can make like the L shape and put like one higher up, and it seems to work okay.
Yeah,
we'll see.
So
Might have
stuff
a
like
broken
that.
back on the next episode, but
Trying
hopefully
not to.
Let's not.
Yes, all new house unpacking stuff. I haven't touched a car except driving it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
How's the traffic? Because you were doing a lot of work from home.
Well, yeah, I mean, I have the same schedule, 3 days in the office, 2 days at home. Now that I actually have, a desk and a monitor and a chair, I could actually work at home sometimes. So I'm going to do that tomorrow and Friday. Traffic's not too bad as long as you leave at the right time. So I leave at 6:25 in the morning and I'm at work 35 minutes later. And the way home takes about 45 minutes depending on traffic, but it's not tragic for a 32-minute drive. Beautiful views. This morning I watched the sunrise over the plains and by the lake. And then on the way home, I get the sunset over the mountains. So it doesn't suck.
Awesome.
Yep.
That's
what are you doing?
Lovely and talented Jennifer just delivered me my reading glasses.
I had that problem earlier.
Right.
We
Jennifer
had
brought you your glasses too? Who knew?
Tim had time to go get his own because he was on time.
I was on time in this chair. I didn't remember that I need reading glasses. That's the problem. So long. I'm like, run show notes. Can I read? Oh shit, I can't read the show notes. Anyway, Mental, what you been working on?
So I reported the death of my very beloved hot tub. So yeah. So that one this past weekend got the Sawzall chopped up into smaller bits, and that'll get hauled to the dump this week. And then
are you going to get another one of those? Or are you going to try to make the in-ground one work? Because you had that in-ground one that got full of stuff. And
the ever changing plans of home renovation, we want to enclose the back porch. So I will probably be hot tubless for a little while until we get the construction, and then we'll try and find something like last year's model.
Blasphemy! Just buy a inflatable. Bridge the gap.
It's not off the table, just to go out there. Cause especially now, cause the other thing I've been doing is we had, trees cut down, and in the storage area behind my garage, I've got this stump, and the guy's going to come back but I don't have time to wait on him to do that. So I went and bought a $50 Harbor Freight electric chainsaw with the intent of destroying the chainsaw on this stump. And
that chainsaw's going to outlast that thing. No.
Yeah.
Why didn't you just rent a stump grinder?
Because that's more than $50.
And also,
it's like 90.
What am I gonna put the stump grinder in? You don't
have anything to tow anymore.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
That's
my
fair.
choices are Porsche and So, but I've been going at it, and I'm 4 chainsaw blades into it, so I'll probably have to start sharpening them after this, but I'm getting there. But the stump's pretty wide, so I'm cutting slices into it. Then I hit it with a splitter and a sledgehammer, and I've been doing very well with that. You'll be quite happy, Chrissy. I'm wearing protective gear and glasses and stuff. But
don't be the safety meeting.
Yeah, last night I missed the head of the splitter and caught the handle on it, and it vibrated back through the sledgehammer. Oof. And I just spent the rest of the night going, God, my hand really hurts. And I would just go grab ice and hold it for as long as I could. It's still a little sore this morning, and I am feeling my age every morning. I've been fighting this thing every night. I'm going to go fight it after we're done here. I'm making progress.
I got an idea for you, Mental. Get a boring drill bit and drill a bunch of holes down in it. And then put some
like pilot holes.
Oil. Yeah, motor oil in it, and light it on fire.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Actually, how my neighbor got rid of one of his.
Put a grate over it, like just a piece of metal with a single hot dog on it. And then if anybody hassles you, it's a cooking fire.
It's not greasy at all.
Yeah. Have a bag of marshmallows there. And be like, would you like a s'more?
Because oil smoke is just going to burn with. Or oil is just going to burn without smoke. There's no way I'm having the fire department show up for that. Yeah.
No,
fire extinguisher next to it.
You're just
not
barbecuing.
Being at the safety meeting.
You're just barbecuing. Like, that's why I didn't say gasoline. It's not going to flash. The oil burns a little slower. You don't put too much. Just enough that it kind of soaks in and keeps burning the thing down while you cook that hot dog.
Really worried about it.
Oh. Yeah. Might be cheaper than your blades.
Yeah. I'm going to go work out.
Okay.
You could also just do on the top, just do like a bunch of lines with a center hole and then light it in the center.
Oh, okay. So I'm doing the lines. I'm cutting down like, a foot and a half into each one and then coming at it sideways and then hitting it with the splitter. And I mean, I'm holding my hands apart. It's a 2.5 foot wide stump. And then it's got some deep roots.
I thought you were going to give like actual instructions.
Holes and burning.
Anyway.
Wood. What can't it do?
It cannot be in my storage area.
It won't go away is what the problem is.
Yep.
All right, Mental, you good? I've been unpacking all the time, all day, all night.
Cardboard.
Today's was, so we bought all of these IKEA installed
closet
things. Yes, thank you for closets. Plus all of the moving boxes. Chris said we have a small shanty town of cardboard, and I'm trying to get rid of it all. And so apparently, if we'll find out this tomorrow, apparently we will. If you cut it up into small pieces and put it in boxes, it will. They'll take it. The recycle will take it. Yes, Mental.
Just drill holes. Put some motor oil in it.
Yeah.
The problem is I got trees around that it might catch fire, and I don't know that they're going to love here. Hey, new guys in the neighborhood just had that big fire at their house because they're dumbasses. But yeah, so
they're not concerned about wildfires here at all.
No.
We literally couldn't buy the house because of the wildfires and the insurance. But yeah, I've been cutting up cardboard, many pieces of cardboard into tiny pieces. So getting pretty old. And eventually we'll be done. And we, as you can see, we're in spaces, our new spaces, and got all of our computer parts and everything is
I'm going to need a Porsche picture behind Chris again just to feel, balanced.
And green. Paint that thing green, Chris.
We didn't.
The same
to get some different lighting, but
okay.
Yeah,
I'll send you a
bookshelf
picture.
coming. The bookshelf coming there.
Want.
The Porsche picture's around here. So it's actually right there.
Yeah, you can see.
We just haven't gotten into the really unpacking this room yet until the big bookshelf arrives that we just ordered. So anyway,
working on it, unpacking here.
Yep.
Tim, what are you doing?
Well, I'm going to tell you how OCD I am. Like, I keep wanting to adjust your picture, Chrissy, because the stair railings are going up at a slight angle and it's making me get twitchy.
I'll fix it. Hold on.
Just tilt your head.
Just
now straight. Now straight.
Fill it with motor oil.
Yeah.
So I got to play in a golf tournament last week at my old place of business, which was fun. Got to see a bunch of the members and had some cocktails, put my dog in doggy daycare because my wife has been traveling for business. She gets back tomorrow. So Bachelor Tim has been eating really, really healthy, lots of leftovers. I made myself a giant steak with my vegetable was a tomato with burrata and
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, it sounds lovely.
It was fantastic.
The only thing wrong with that is it probably wasn't a Jersey tomato.
It was not. It was California tomato.
You'll survive.
Yep. But finishing up the bedroom project, for those of you that have done trim work, you know how tedious and awful it is. So got all the trim work done but now I figured that I've got 2 barn doors that I'm putting up, and I'm going to have to redo the trim on those 2 doors because it's like right where the header has to go to bolt in. So I'm going to have to reconfigure that and make that work. And then I can put a bow tie on that project, which will be great. And I've been taking this opportunity to order a bunch of car parts while my wife is away. And that's a future Tim problem. So
will they arrive before she comes back?
You are Class B bachelor proper. Meat, golf, drinks, car parts. Yeah. You're not wearing pants right now, are you?
No, definitely not.
And all the young people are like, ooh. All the young people are thinking, no pants. That's like a sexual thing. And all the old people are like, no pants.
Yeah. Nice. This cushy seat. So yeah, so that was super fun, and just got back. Thank you guys for pushing back the start time, because I've been doing some dog training with my dog, getting Stella dialed in.
How's that going? Yeah,
she's doing good. She's good with everything. She's not really good with stay, and stay is hard to train her by yourself. Like, you need another person to like hold the dog there to teach her. She's like, oh, we're leaving now, let's go. So, but everything else, she's been really good. She's a smart good girl.
Well, if I can keep my wife off a pet finder for just like another couple of weeks, gonna be okay. So I don't know. I'm not losing the fight. So
I'll tell you what, foster an 8-week-old puppy for a couple days, and then that will fade away.
We're definitely going to foster. So I'll wait till Tim, you done?
Yes.
Okay. So I recently had to put one of my mutts down.
Went to college.
Went to college. Sorry, crossed the Rainbow Bridge, whatever you want to say. She was dealing with doggy dementia, so she was really crazy, and she barked 24/7.
Oh.
Even though we have 2 dogs now, we only have 1. It's really quiet because the barky one left. Yeah. And the wife it was her dog and the other one's mine. So it's like, it's not going well here. We keep surfing the old pet finder going, what about this one? What about this one? What about this one? I'm like, whatever one you want. We're here anyway. We got
Vicky keeps doing that since hers went away a couple years ago, but she gets, then she starts thinking about how bad it hurt when that one left. Because we're just down to the rat dog. And,
I was gonna say you got 1, right? 1 out of 3, right? You were.
This is the fewest amount of dogs we have ever had.
Yeah, and it's including by poundage.
So much
number and weight.
He keeps doing this thing of like, we're sitting on the couch and we're watching the idiot boxer, looking at each other's phones. And if we're not next to each other, he runs back and forth because he wants us to be next to each other so he can be between us.
In the middle,
Oh, that's so cute.
Well, hopefully we can stay a few weeks away because it's a very busy time for me. It's university weekend. The son is doing college visits. He got accepted to his first university. Very exciting. Place I used to work for like 12 years. That's kind of weird.
So crazy.
Yeah. So, but I'm prepping costumes. We got Summit Point coming up. We got Halloween coming up. We have Comic-Con. If you're interested, check out the post Comic-Con podcast on the Garage Heroes feed in a couple of weeks. That's been very busy, including having to make all my social media private because libs of TikTok decided that they wanted to dox me. So F you assholes. And yeah, that's it. That's all that's going on in my life.
That's a lot.
I feel like they didn't put
a lot.
It's a lot. Yeah.
They put a whole lot of effort into it. Because
it was an uncomfortable 24 hours.
Yeah, but literally all they had to do is going through the 24 hours of lemons. They could have found way more embarrassing stuff.
I'm just mad. So for those of you who don't know, if you didn't see, please do not go look. I don't want it engaged with. Don't go saying things because that's just going to bring it back to the top of everybody's feed. I work for a college or university, and a parent wrote me because they were concerned about their daughter. She saw a flyer with drag queens on it, and she had to tell me how that just hurt her daughter's feelings. And I replied, and then it got sent, and the thing and they got this fat picture of me, and now they've AI'd it into drag queens, and it's great.
Okay, I'm not going to lie. People. I actually want to see AI drag queen.
Yeah. Libs of TikTok, find it. It's in the comments. It's down there.
I'm not going to engage with them.
Yeah, don't like or retweet. That's but you can go find it.
See, if you'd come out here for the rally, they wouldn't have had to AI it. They just would have had a picture of you in a dress like the rest of us.
Like I said, there are so many pictures of me on a dress on the internet. Go find one. You don't need to AI
it. You lazy. Yeah.
Jesus. How about you in the pantsuit? I mean, that was really good. The pants.
Yeah.
Right?
I was going to post in my Facebook, which only my friends will see now, the picture of me in college as Frankenfurter and be like, here's me skinny. I feel better on this one. Like,
take this
fishnets, like take this one. They're making fun of my haircut. They're like, oh, that's a terrible haircut. I'm like, that's not a haircut, people. That's just the way it is.
Called male pattern baldness.
this is, I don't go into the barber and say, make this happen.
Let's talk about a haircut. Let's talk about the picture of you and your brother with your family.
Oh yeah,
that is on your mantle.
Oh yeah, no,
that's an epic haircut.
Whatever. Like I said, F you, MAGA trolls. Eat my ass. Anyway.
Okay. On to the next note. Okay.
Crushed your microphone. News and notes, everybody.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Did it?
Yeah.
It's news and notes time.
There you go.
Fine. I always perk up when I hear news from the state that I'm in on national news, but then I get sad when it's a demo that makes the news for doing something.
It's okay. They're not from here. They are from South Carolina.
Correct. Well, I heard it on our news. Did you hear about the tourist that were driving the Kia Telluride? They got stuck on the mountain pass that said, don't drive on it. And that was right outside of Telluride.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I clearly am allowed to go up here because it says so on the back of the car.
Apparently so, yes. I can only imagine the guy's wife when in the passenger seat, when she likely repeatedly told him not to drive on Black Bear Pass that overlooks a very steep cliff. Apparently this location's at 11,000 feet and the town's at 8,000 feet. So this has some serious elevation. Could have been much worse if they had actually gone over on the side. And in this article, I think they were saying that it was another one. There was a bunch of fatalities of people going actually over this side. So Caleb Jacobs wrote about this on the drive, but I heard about it on my local NPR station. So please obey road signs. And
this is a
especially
ass pick.
Especially
Jesus.
You're a tourist.
It's a shale road, like ledge road cut into the side of a hill.
Yeah.
Like this is
It will give away.
serious
For goats.
4-wheel drive only.
Yeah, for
Right.
goats.
And this guy took his rented,
right? Rented Telluride. Holy cow.
You're not getting that security deposit back, buddy.
Yeah, so I think it's still closed because they can't get a tow truck up there.
I thought they got it out, I heard.
Okay.
So if you drill a bunch of holes in it,
I think we found our theme, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, if he would have stayed in the 2 tracks, he might have made it out.
Well, I'm guessing because I remember, and you guys live there now. I remember like these soft shoulders will give way and suck a vehicle like that.
Yeah.
Like this on motorcycles would have given us a little bit of pause, dirt bikes, but we still would have gone. But yeah, I would not take a full size SUV up that. That's insane.
Hey, don't forget the fastest car in the world, a rental car.
Absolutely.
And not no longer the best off-road vehicle though.
No, well, I mean,
throw it off the side.
Yeah,
depends on how dedicated you are.
I don't care how expensive your car is. They all go the same speed, tumbling down a cliff.
Oh, terminal velocity, I believe that is.
Mm-hmm.
Who else has got a story?
Maybe I do, but I do.
Chris,
fantastic. I was looking at something else. I was writing in the end. Anyway, some auto parts may be harder to come by now that First Brands Group has filed for bankruptcy.
Yes.
Don't recognize that brand? Well, you've probably heard of things like Fram filters, Autolite spark plugs, Trico wipers, and Ray Bastos brake pads.
Not Ray Bastos, no!
I know, seriously.
Damn it.
From Jalopnik tells us that many of the OE replacement parts may be available on the clearance shelf for now, but will soon be much harder to come by, which may force us into purchasing parts from someone else or even a dealer. While tariffs didn't cause the money issues.
You can't get ST43s from a dealer.
No. Yeah. It's a shame. Probably private equity's problem.
We're gonna talk about private equity a little later. Private equity ruins everything.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, we all race at least one track that has some kind of stipulation about sound warnings at certain times, and these are likely from some person that just moved in around the neighborhood and knowing that sound was not going to be an issue, and then just had a hissy fit that likely included a lawsuit. Well, the great state of North Carolina just passed a law saying your hissy fits are no longer valid. Mark Vaughn from Auto Week tells us more. The North Carolina General Assembly last week passed HB 926, which protects racetracks from nuisance claims, specifically in cases where the motorsports facility had legally established development rights and received all necessary permits and approvals to begin construction and operations. The great thing is that PRI and SEMA worked with state legislators to make this happen because racetracks bring a lot of good things to communities, and one sour neighbor can ruin it for everybody.
Yeah.
Good job, NC. Good job, NC.
And Iowa. So that's 2 states that are doing that.
Fantastic.
Okay.
That was a great shot of Charlotte Motor Speedway, by the way. I didn't realize that was such a nice road course in there.
Configurations on that one too. Yeah, that's a fun track. All right, folks. It is episode 406. And what did we, and by we I mean Tim, find? We found a 406 FE Galaxy motor. It is a mere $7,500, but it comes with 3 deuces. It's got a crane competition camshaft. It is a fresh build. It has never been started. Oil was never added. Now, it's in West Virginia. I'm surprised they have internet, but dude did not spring for the pro package because he's only got 3 pictures. It's a good looking engine, but man, just, the price of a pack of smokes.
It's cheap, everybody, right?
Could have gotten that Racing Junk Pro membership and taken all those pictures.
Didn't
406 cubic inches.
Hell yeah.
America.
Put it in your Galaxy 500. Go around and listen to the Reverend Horton heat.
Okay. And I'm going to race time. Oh, wait, there's none. There's no races. It's recent results.
There's no races.
No, I got a race result.
Thank you for adding this. I love this.
See this? Yes. My glasses are sideways. I look really funky. Tim's going to hate it. The Race of Gentlemen, if you haven't never heard of this is a pre-war, stripped down hot rod race that happens on the beach of Wildwood in New Jersey. Do the results matter? No. What does matter? A bunch of dudes and a bunch of ladies, old motorcycles, hand flagged by women of a certain age in hot pants. Who won? Who cares? Were the mustaches epic? I'm sure. Check out their social media if you want to have a good time. I'm sure the rockabilly was playing at every blaster radio box on the thing there.
All of the photos are in black and white.
Their social media is pretty heavy, and you can find it on any Instagram, TikTok, face page, whatever. It's pretty fun stuff. Kind of looks like a Lemons race with a little bit more sandburns.
Yeah, no, it's a fun event. I think we've seen it once. Chris, we were down there.
We have.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't
see Aaron Kaufman coming back from it one time.
Yes, we did. Yep.
Yeah, there's it's an interesting thing. If you're just look at it if you're not watching on YouTube, but yeah, old cars on sand. Wildwood Beach is huge, so there's plenty of room for it, and it's after season, so yeah, it's a good time. It's fun to watch older cars.
Listener feedback time.
Great. Okay. Sometimes we get a little backdated on Lemon's World and wrap up videos, but I have to give a huge shout out and thank you to Chris, who gave us the shout out on the last Lemon's World. And yeah, it was a lovely video. And then we were on the end, talked about our, it was very lovely. Thank you. It was fun to watch about his racing and judging history, and then gave us a nice shout out. So thank you.
Link will be in the show notes.
Wait, this Chris? The one with the cat?
Chris Haas.
I'm sorry.
No.
Okay.
Chris? No, the other Chris. Chris.
Do
you know how rare
9 Chris's on this freaking podcast?
You know how rare it is to find a Chris at a Lemons paddock?
I'm sorry. It was the last Lemon's World, and Chris Abbott did not do the last Lemon's World. So
got it.
Okay.
I got excited.
I apologize. No.
Nope.
Ow.
Nope.
I just discovered that my favorite internet commenter, the name, the Australian guy, the Aussie man did a When Animals Attack video and put on the boat video.
Yeah. You know who submitted that?
You submitted it?
This
well
girl.
done.
Yeah. All right.
Done,
Yeah,
Chrissy.
I did. Yeah. And I got
I
got 25% off merch too, because I was like, okay. So yeah.
I love Ozyman. Yeah.
Me too. That's why I put it on there, because I was like, I put it up. I sent it months and months ago, but the fact that it showed up, I know. I was like, hey, that's our video. Cool.
That's awesome. I only discovered it because I was trying to find out all the pictures of me in drag. So I hadn't opened Facebook in a really long time.
Oh,
delete.
I was like, what is this on my tagged videos, my Facebook? Who the hell's tagging me?
yeah.
Well, speaking of stolen pictures, we posted a stolen picture of Pitt Race with a Spirit of Halloween banner across the front of it. That was hysterical.
Very funny.
Cabin Boy 63 said, I thought it was going to be a data center. And Bill Griffin 59 said, sad, but funny. Daryl Chalter said, agree 100%. And Dan 3 Drive said, you guys are too funny.
Too soon. Wait,
It wasn't.
Foreshadowing to later in today's show. We might be talking about this.
Yep.
We might.
Yep.
We might talk about some things. All right. I'm sorry. I'm supposed to be talking here.
You are?
Yeah.
All right. In response to our last show, which in addition to like chopping up hot tubs and stumps, took me 4 days to post because I had to like delete and reinstall the editing software. So I apologize for it being up so late. But Charlie Pudd got on there and said, when Jen Keenan announced on her Instagram they'd won the regional award in their brat, I commented she needs to throw that trophy up on the shelf with her husband's Grammy Awards. And for the listeners who aren't aware, her husband is the lead singer of Tool.
I love that band.
So that should get
I love that brat. That brat is epic. That is a truly cool car.
At Carlman257 said, sad trombone for Pitt Race.
Wop, wop, wop.
You used to have a trombone, didn't you?
I do. It's right over there. It's like out of reach.
I can't get up. I don't have pants on.
I can. Problem is, I'm really out of practice.
You were never in practice. It's fine.
That might have been the best one ever.
I wasn't so bad.
Ed Codes said, seeing as how Pitt Race is being sacrificed for what will very likely be an AI data center, what are the odds we can stop using AI generated thumbnails? I will gladly make macaroni art for you guys once a week if that means one less reminder of the great Pittsburgh betrayal in my feed every week.
I know the AI stuff gets so funny, but I posted this as a reply.
Randy's macaroni art. Come on.
I know. I'm wondering what Randy macaroni art is going to be worth in 10 years. I feel like there's a value proposition.
It's also a commitment.
It is commitment.
It's commitment not to eat it. I've seen Randy.
It'd certainly be worth more than an NFT.
It would definitely
try.
Randy Bish macaroni handmade macaroni art, especially on a paper plate, will it be worth infinitely more than NFT? Yes.
Yep.
I want to see him try to do it with cooked noodles.
He might. Randy's literally boiling water as we speak. Mark Peacott to fly mental. We love you and the fact that you still feel bad about hitting me in my fake Chevy, but you butchered our award in your wrap up there. We got the grand order of Munga Wunga for being the best performing Korean car at this race. Awu.
Yeah.
Awu had 2 Tiburons. Wow. Some Hyundai content here with quite a bit more horsepower and lots of nice parts. There was a Kia Soul and another Elantra exactly identical to our stock Hyundai, and somehow our claptrap stayed several laps up on them all weekend long.
Yeah. They have gotten very, very good about driving that slow car on that track and just turning laps. Everyone underestimates them, myself included. Well, not anymore, but yeah.
You know who doesn't usually make macaroni art on a paper plate?
Correct.
Who would never sacrifice a racetrack for a data center?
Correct. Yes.
You know who wouldn't wave hot rods by and scarves with a scarf and hot pants?
Oh, she might.
You know who would never dox anyone for hosting a drag queen sex toy bingo?
Chrissy's mom, I think.
All of these things. Yes.
Hi,
Who
Chrissy's
doesn't
mom. It's
drill
been a
holes in
while.
Things, fill them with
Hi, Chrissy's
oil,
mom.
and then set them on fire.
I mean, now we give
That
her the
one she
idea.
might. I don't
Yeah.
Chrissy's mom, I was in your town last weekend,
Oh,
and I was homecoming at Penn State Berks, and drove right by the old Birdsboro and said, I should stop in. No,
Yeah.
kidding.
No.
Hi, Chrissy's mom.
Fine. Okay, it's main topic time. Did that work?
Very good. Work
Good
for
work.
Okay, great. Yay. Okay, great. As we alluded to, we're talking about the memories of Pitt Race. And we have a little bit of history here, I believe is what we're looking at first. Once upon a time, two Pittsburgh area attorneys decided that suing people for speeding wasn't actually as fun as actually speeding. So they did what any sensible gearhead was going to do with a law degree was going to do. They convinced a handful of local investors to help fund their wild dream of racetrack in Western Pennsylvania.
And ground broke in December 2001, back when gas was cheap and Miatas were still mostly rust-free, and people still thought, Beaver Run Motorsports Complex. That's a perfectly acceptable name for a serious racing
right.
facility.
Yeah.
For those of you who have never lived in Western Pennsylvania, the Beaver is there's a county called Beaver, a town called Beaver, and the jokes are endless.
There's the
When
big
I
beaver there.
Well, yeah. When I worked at Point Park College, there were two girls who commuted from Beaver all the time. And everybody called them the Beaver Twins, and nobody giggled. Nobody. It wasn't a joke. It was just normal. The people from Pittsburgh are like, yeah, the Beaver Twins. I'm like, the what? Anyway.
Yeah. Well, by July 1st in 2002, the gates opened to a glorious 1.6 mile road course, also a 0.82 mile kart track, and a
Great
6
kart track.
acre skid pad, which quickly became the holy land of autocrossers, driver training students, and anyone who wanted to spin in circles without judgment or penalty from the local law enforcement.
2004, construction began on a 1 mile track extension because the only thing faster than the cars were the dreams of the people driving them. Trees were cut down, maps were drawn, and beer-fueled bench racing sessions were had.
Did they extend it?
Yeah,
they did.
I didn't know.
Right as you'd come into turn one, that would curve actually back around to the right and send you up the hill. And that extension now where it goes up the hill and then down the lake and comes back.
That's like the best part of the track. That greatly increased how awesome the track is too.
Mm-hmm.
So recently there were rumors abound about it closing, and I'm going to read from the Steel Cities SCCA Facebook page because I think they said it great. I'd like to let everyone know that the rumors of Pitt Race being sold were confirmed officially from the track. 6 p.m. phone call, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to skip ahead a little. There'll be no contract issues for 2026. Typically, when a race track goes extinct, they are non-maintained, underfunded, underutilized shells of their former glory. In Pitt Race's case, it will go out as a modern, safe, well-maintained, fully utilized track whose better days were ahead rather than behind. Our thoughts are with the employees, the subcontractors who got to know us so well while helping us pull off successful, fun events, and who will be losing their jobs. I'm not going to lie, this closure is a heavy blow to the region. Steel City's region's future was irrevocably tied to Pitt Race. All of our major events, from road racing, time trials, solo, were based on the availability of pavement at Pitt Race. Yesterday, within minutes, the region had to pivot from negotiations with groups to increase our car count and our races, some of which were complete, to trying to find ways to have any programs in the region. Cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I don't know the outcome of all of this will be, but it will be very different from the future that was previously envisioned. In these times, we will need help, patience, and flexibility, and our members as we try and prevent the region from becoming just a social organization with no racing or autocross events. If anyone has any comments, suggestions, please check them out.
It's not just the SCCA. You got we did the Pittsburgh Vintage GP a couple years ago, and they'd built this entire thing where a week before they would bring all the vintage race cars and run them at Pitt Race because it's a great facility. It sucks.
Champ Car has said that they are going to replace their Pitt Race with a race at Pocono. also talked about potentially running at Monticello if anyone can please help them out, and they don't think that is very possible. Podcast listener and Lemon's friend Greg O'Brien had a screed about 12 paragraphs long about how Pocono is fun, but wheel to wheel, don't think so. Talked about how running it in competitive fast cars like at a Champ car will be nearly impossible, and Lemons or Lucky Dog, yeah, but Champ, no, I don't think so. Generally, I think the Champ car people are very upset about this in their social media feeds. Like they want to flame the place. So
yeah,
we're gonna bulldoze it. So there's that.
Yeah.
Might as well flame it, add oil, and
Just drill some
Drill
holes.
holes. Drill some holes in the tarmac.
Yeah.
light it on fire.
What are we here for today? Are we here to eulogize, celebrate, or be angry? Let's get it all
celebrate.
out, everybody.
Let's get good memories of
things.
Pitt.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I've got a bunch.
Yeah.
I can start with one. This is the only time I've ever driven the NSX on track was at Pitt. And it was a lot of fun, and a well-suited track for that car. It was fast but not too fast. Got some nice transitions. Kind of really got to feel how good that car is on track. Got a great picture of Jeff and I in there, and got another good one of leading a Ferrari and a Corvette coming down the hill out of turn 14. Only had to bring the NSX that time because the Civic with its new motor blew up on the dyno that was on the way to the track. So then had to drive home.
Pivot,
drive home, put the Civic back in the garage.
Get emergency insurance. And I said, we're going to be careful with this because, that was years ago. So that means it was like we hadn't owned it for that long.
Right. It was stock brake pads, and I did a quick brake fluid change before we loaded it in the car with Motul. It's like, well, we're going to need that. And Chrissy bought the HPD insurance on the iPad from the truck on the way
to the track.
And I think it was 1 year later or 2 years later when I bought my Veloster N, and 6 days later
on the paper tags
had it at the same track weekend. And this was the Great Lakes driver instructor weekends, which I'm going to mourn being able to get to those. For those of you who don't know, we live in the East, or I'm the only one left.
We don't live in the East.
Sorry, buddy. You are the wrong time zone.
The Great Lakes NASA region has a amazing driver education program, and that's kind of like the closest that we could drive to from Eastern Pennsylvania and Jersey. And I'm not going to be able to go to that anymore, or I'm going to have to go to effing Ohio or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
Agreed. Back to the NSX for one last memory. Chris was driving in probably HPD 4, and you were in the back because you wanted to stay in the back, but wasn't there a 3-car wide start that you did that you were in the back and had to make evasive maneuvers?
A standing start, and a Golf hit a Mustang 2 cars in front of me, but because I'm a Lemons racer, I'm looking through everyone's windows to see what's going on a couple cars up. So I eased off. I put 2 wheels in the grass. I went around everybody, and I went in my day. Everyone else was all upset. I'm like, okay, I got around it.
But thankfully you did, because yes.
And we had a lot of great HPD memories there. Like
the HPDs were so great there.
And we usually would bring the Civic. I remember going out in the Civic in the 3 wide drills that into HPD 4 that ended up becoming like little mini races. And I would go up near the front, and everyone else was worried about their Porsches and nice cars, and I'm out there with the Civic.
Get out of the way, bozos!
Cutting doors with them, which is great. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. When I was in the Veloster, I was trying to graduate from 2 to 3, and the instructor came and he was in the passenger seat. He's like, doesn't this thing have like 275 horsepower? Like, why are you like so like timid? And I'm like, I've owned it for 6 days, sir. This is the most expensive car I've ever owned.
Yeah.
Now I would whip the shit out of it. Let me tell you.
Yeah. I remember my first interaction was on the shorter track when I was still working with Extreme Experience. And so like my first experience in Pitt Race was in a Ferrari 458.
Okay. No
And
problem with that.
it was a great track. Like you said, it was a great
It was
track.
a great track. It was a great track all around.
There was nuance to it if your student or you as a student were into it. But if you weren't there yet, if you were just like literally track go left, me turn left, it was capable of that too. You could get safely around that track. I think every Lemons race I ever did, it was always raining, and then
it definitely rained a lot.
The weather would be gorgeous, so you slide a lot, and you end up in the mud. And with the exception of like that one idiot, was it 2 years ago, put the Mazda 3 in the wall. There's usually not a lot to hit.
It was early in the day too, wasn't it?
It was.
Grass was slippy.
Sure was.
I remember Jack. He was on the board. He was one of the and he would instruct with extreme experience when they would come to Pitt Race, and he had this guy was like the consummate gearhead. He had a 911 GT3 RS that he had replaced the wheel bearings on 4 times because it had 90,000 miles on it because he drove it everywhere. And then he had a hot rod pickup, and he had a one of those grills made out of a 350 engine block, and he would cook lunch and dinner for us. And he just and the whole staff there at Pitt Race, they were always just so approachable and proud, and they took a great deal of joy in what they did and the services that they provided. The kart track there was great. I remember
great
running
kart track
great
until
facilities
10 o'clock
at night after instructing all day, and then doing it again the next day because it was just such a great. In fact, that the guys at the kart track asked us to help them put the carts away, so we drove them out of the karting facility up the hill to the garages up the hill. That's how approachable and down to earth all of the staff at Pitt Race were. They were always just so great. I was just new clubhouse. Sorry, Chrissy.
No. I was just thinking about the facilities. We go to so many different tracks that have terrible to mediocre to
non-existent
to non-existent, right? Absolutely. There's plenty of tracks that have that you have a shower that is sticking out of the side of the wall that has a piece of paper in front of it. But
we call that track Button Willow. But
I know. But so I was thinking of like Summit, and even Thompson is okay, but it's like 2 showers is not necessarily enough for a couple hundred drivers. So
you leave door open? Yeah, okay.
No, you leave door open. That's okay.
Okay. I didn't mean to reminisce about other tracks, but the facilities here were so great. And then they just made the new garages. They just made the new clubhouse, and everything was air conditioned.
Yeah.
And that
we never even got to use all those new garages they just built. We were all excited to use them next year.
But the
weren't even open yet.
The event space. So when we had HPDs, we used to have the event space.
Yeah, big barbecue. They'd bring out the big, guy with the big barbecue.
I mean,
get a whole hog in there. DJ.
It probably seated, I don't know, what, 200
250?
maybe?
Yeah,
you would know. Yeah. But I mean, it was huge, and they had seating for everybody, and it was a nice place. Yeah, the facilities alone, like the training center, and we used to have the classroom and
classroom right there.
Air conditioned. Yeah.
Big classroom.
They just had so many places, and you could have different meetings in the different places. So like when we had HPDs there, we used to be able to just kind of jump between the different rooms because there were so many of them, and most of them were air conditioning to like chilled. Like the one where the at the tower was like too cold. And, we never complained because when we went there, we always used to go to HPDs in July, and it was either sweltering or facing
or freezing.
sun.
Yeah, it was. I mean, the races were freezing.
Yes,
and then the HPDs were hot. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So I mean, the facilities there were just really nice. And you know what? And here's a business that is going to go down is the barbecue place. So the barbecue place, which was a really nice big truck that lived there, as far as I know. They're now going to have to find somewhere else to go.
That's the first time that I clapped at Bill and made him do my bidding. We're all sitting around hungry, and half the crew was still racing. And only half of us
they were in class.
They were in class.
They were in class.
Yeah, so I was like, Bill was like, "Man, we should get some barbecue or something." And I said, "Bill, go get barbecue." He went, "That's a good idea." And he got up and he was so excited. He brought back this box.
A box.
It was like half a pig on tortilla chips. It was so big.
But we house it because we eat because the
so
half of the
hungry.
people didn't. No. Hold on. The half of the class, half of our team was still in class.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
ate it. They didn't come back. I ran away with the trash far away, so they didn't realize that we ate it all. And then they were like, "Hey, we're really hungry." We're like, "We're
go ahead, make lunch. We're good."
Yeah, I think I'll have a half a hot dog. That's fine because we had eaten.
Don't like to
this
eat a
whole
lot when I'm racing. Yeah.
Yeah.
whole box.
Not just
I think
that
it was-
barbecue truck. The barbecue truck. There was the breakfast place that was there.
Oh,
But
how many
down-
donuts did we buy from that donut shop?
That
Yeah,
the
down in
donut shop,
town.
and then the gas station that had the
Oh yeah,
right there on the
Yeah.
corner.
Sure.
Al's
Yeah.
Corner.
Oh yeah, Al's Corner.
Yeah,
God,
they had
and, like,
everything.
bought a lot of
And
gas
Keno.
at that place.
and
Keno.
you were so happy because they actually had like fresh farm to table type stuff at their sandwich shop, and it's like it looks like this sketchy, liquor.
Oh, it
You
was
know,
sketchy. I
it
don't
was
care
still
what
sketchy.
cigarettes
It was
and
sketchy.
yeah,
It still had all of those things, but
Yeah.
and all those things.
and Keno.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And-
all the poor businesses in that town are
Yeah.
Right.
just going to get hammered.
I mean, it's already a town that was hammered. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just not there was not a whole lot going on in that town, even when the track was there. Like they never really
A lot of
just
abandoned
like
factories.
yeah,
and
ju-
there's-
Right.
yeah. That's
Rust.
why it just seems like crazy that again, venture capitalists or whatever came in and decided that this should be a data center. There just seems to be so much buildings around there and
Or-
land
Or
around.
no,
land.
yeah, or no buildings. That's the thing.
Yeah.
There's nothing. It's just one strip. I mean,
could've-
it's two, right? There's one light in the middle of the street.
You could have built the data center right next door to the track, and they would have never complained about the noise.
Yeah. Right. Take out some of those trees and call it a day.
And that was the other thing about Pitt Race is you only could see it from one like side of the track, but what great vistas. You'd walk up towards the water tower up on the grassy knoll when it was actually warm and the sun was there, and you could see everybody coming out of 12 onto the back straightaway and then coming into the tight corner right for the end of this onto the
Yeah,
main
you're right.
straight.
And
Oh, and
the
if
other
you
hill,
went-
you could see people
yeah,
coming
you-
out of one, and you could then see
If you
all-
go
all
up the
around
hill,
other
yeah,
side, and-
you're absolutely right.
Yeah, there weren't great sight lines. There weren't any stands, but that wasn't the kind of track it was.
No,
well,
but-
there were a couple, but there are vantage points, and that was what was
Yeah.
nice is that you could
Yeah.
see. You could, especially if you wanted to see what was going on, we definitely took Scooty up the hill and sat there for a while, and you can see all of the different cars going around. Yeah, it did have good vantage points. Whether it had actual places to sit.
Get up early in the morning for all the fog burned off. You could kind of like see the rolling.
The place had some
hills
freaking
and-
fog, man. That place was
It
and
also
wind.
and also had
and snow.
storms. The
Storms,
storms.
yeah.
You remember
Snow,
seeing
yeah,
the
yeah.
storms
Hail.
coming from? You could see the storms coming from afar. Like they would just start rolling in, and you were like, "Oh, that
Oh,
is
no.
going to be
Here it
really bad."
comes.
Yeah. Yep, they definitely had some storms there.
Do you
Yeah.
guys
Good
know if the
experience.
airport got bought too? Right next to it?
There's an airport next to it.
no airport's at Jersey.
Jersey.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah. Somebody put in the notes here, ringing the miracle of the Miata. Let me tell you,
Yeah.
1.6 liters of Fury, 93 horsepower has never made you so godlike than that freaking junky ass Miata.
Do you
We
have any
beat
of
the
the
balls out of that thing.
We did.
do you have any of
it
the
was-
pics that you put in the Slack channel available?
Hang on, I think I do.
Yeah.
That was the town bicycle.
Oh, yeah.
For our
yeah.
Well, but it was mostly the three of us, right? Four of us, I guess, because
Well, I mean, Garage Heroes would show up and they
oh yeah, but like Miracle. How many times did you bring Miracle that often?
I think twice.
Well, you definitely brought it because I drove that instead of the NSX because we didn't drive the Civic. So I definitely I had you I was giving you a run for the money with Miracle at HPD.
Yeah. I mean,
it was
absolutely. Miracle
kicking ass.
was I really learned a lot on how to drive with that entirely hoopty ass, but every piece of suspension tweaked Yeah, I mean, really, it was going to those HPDs and improving Miracle year after year after year is what made me get rid of it.
There you go.
Look at that.
There you go. Yeah.
I think that's me.
Up on the curve.
Where'd it go?
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to make it full size, which would make it better.
Yeah, it would be. Oh, now your mouse is big. Yeah.
Yeah, so I basically continued to develop that car so bad that it became a terrible road car because it just was unlivable.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it was barely livable to begin with.
I know, but man, that thing I got so fast in it, it started to overheat because we were just pistol whipping it. That it was just red line almost the whole way through the track.
Yeah,
but man,
I remember taking it out and
it
just
took it.
hammering.
Yeah, there. Of course, I had glow on it.
Gotta have underglow.
Gotta have underglow. That's me. I could see my helmet in that one. Yeah. The only problem was they made us run with the top up.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, lots of
had a top.
Yeah,
a top from my old Miata.
Right. we already had one, so it was easy to take ours. Okay, so this is the infamous track of modulating the gas. So I made up modulating the gas, and the most I don't know if it was that weekend, but so Ross Bentley was there. And he was teaching one of the classes, and I believe it was, I think it was Vicky from Garage Heroes said that I had made up this song, and Ross Bentley comes over to me and says, "Tell me about this song."
I hear you have a song.
I was like, "Oh my God. Yeah." So, that's, I think, where the song became public and not just in my head.
Yeah.
Yes.
Blue painter's tape. Numbers on the side.
Go back and listen to any of our Pitt Race previews or hangovers, and you will hear the song.
Yeah.
Right, but I think this is where it was born. Well, this is obviously where it was. Where
as you would come down the hill through the S's. Yeah, that took up permanent residence in my brain.
Yeah, pretty much. And then when I didn't or I braked, I was like, "You're not modulating the gas." Yes, but
that's me in the passenger seat.
Suck it, CO6 Corvette.
There I am throwing the hand signs out the window.
This isn't great. You have to go if you want to see any of these pictures. You're gonna have to go to YouTube because this is not great podcasting. But
I'll say that both of us had car emergencies, which is why we had our very expensive street cars on the track. I still have the hand cut lemons stickers on 42 in my window. I do have to get rid of them, and I did last weekend. I said I was going to do it, and I never got around to it because they're just so shriveled at this point, and you can't even see what they look like. So,
yep.
So let's
after we did a bunch of these HPDs, I said to Nick Pond and Eric independently, like, you guys have got to go to Pitt. I said, it's all the things that you like in tracks, and it's a good central location. It's got lots of people around that can go to it. It's a safe track with a ton of runoff room. So it's hard to hit things.
It is. Absolutely.
Right. It's got a big paddock that'll fit everybody. It's got facilities that we can use for things with garages and power and bathrooms. It's all the things you guys like in tracks. Plus, it's a fun track that people are going to want to go to. And the next year,
that's why it was on the schedule. Wow.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. And I remember Jay saying, because I think we were talking specifically to Jay at that race, and he said, what we're worried about is, are there enough people in the area? Like, we try and put our races near the population centers where we know there are. And Chris was like, we will all drive from Philadelphia. You're like 3.5, 4 hours from NJMP.
But then you also have mid
Ohio wasn't that far. Yeah.
You get the Midwest people.
Midwest,
all the Michigan and Detroit and people, they're not that far.
Right.
And Chicago.
And then there's plenty of people that are in the
Ohio
Pittsburgh,
people.
Erie, Pittsburgh area. So you have a bunch of racers that are coming from there too. So yeah.
Yep. So it actually kind of became like this weird cross region space because the Midwestern people would come out and the East Coast people would be there.
Yeah. Lemons and HPDs. Yep. We would have both of them.
You know what one of my favorite memories are? right after the boat hit the bridge in Maryland.
Yes.
The race, a team.
That was Jersey, I think.
I'm pretty sure it was there.
I think it.
No, it's what you're thinking of, the boat in the Suez Canal.
It was the Suez Canal. That's right.
The
and Randy, the never green, and they blocked the paddock into judging all weekend long with their race car
and the bathroom, the front gate,
and they just blocked everything.
Yeah, that was a classic one. This was the first time when Garage Heroes had the Ombre, and they went full tilt, Marvel, Loki, everything.
That's when they won Class C. That was their first class win ever of anything.
And I have the autographed Ratchet that they bribed me with for putting them in Class C, and from Garage Heroes on that.
That's Ratchet.
Well, we had a lot of good themes there.
Yeah,
absolutely.
We had Corvettes with the Z. That was great.
Yeah, it was the only place the Z really raced.
Yeah, right.
I have. While we're all talking, I've been going through and getting the pictures that Jeff posted. So I do have pictures
posted in the Slack. That's our our internal thing. But you'll see them on the YouTube if you come onto the YouTube. We had a lot of really great things. The best part was, and you did it there, Tim, was the Waldorf and Statler, Chris and Mental, great, fabulous theme. But
look at that Z. Man, that Z looks so good.
Z would have been great. There you go. Yeah, so we'll get to the Waldorf and Statler pictures in a bit, but the who won Halloween versus Meets Gasoline on that week? HMG? I believe the Garage Heroes did with our wonderful Eric, me, and the Garage Heroes did with the Top Gun theme.
Top Gun, yeah.
You all deserved it. I was surprised.
I don't know. I feel like the funeral and then the whole
funeral put it over the top.
Thing
with Derek playing the bugle with the squeaky chicken.
Yeah, yeah. You're right. I was in the car at that time. I missed it.
It was fantastic.
Yes, that's the thing. Right.
Also, this was the scene of the prom.
Yeah, that's right. Who thought up the prom?
Soggy.
Was that Donnie or Soggy? Soggy. Yeah. Donnie from Florida Man Donnie came up for that race for some unknown reason, and I only know that because there's a picture of me teabagging his car. I don't know why I was doing that. Just did.
You need a reason?
I don't know why I did that.
Right.
There's a GMB body, some sort of giant purple thing, and
he brought it to sell, and you were trying to talk him into selling it to you.
No, I did not want that.
Selling it to you because you would have gotten into a bunch of trouble.
Yeah,
having it.
Well, the last HMG, I believe it was this year, right? With the ponies.
Oh God!
We did. We won HMG
hobby horses.
This year. Yeah, hobby horses. Yeah, which was great. One. Right, we had a great time.
There's Soggy and Donnie.
And Donnie, yeah, look at that.
Okay.
Right.
I think I posted that picture and I didn't realize because I was doing it from my phone that Donnie was behind Soggy.
Yeah,
I was just posting from the thumbnails.
There's Gojira and Miracle.
Yeah,
that's a throwback.
That is. Yeah. So here's another great pit memory. Is what was I going on this one? That's
a great memory.
It must have been Donnie. Go on.
I'll just do one that I remember that was great. At an HPD there, we had the Civic out and it was raining, and Chrissy was out with me, and I got a rain lap best time, like heavy rain, 4 seconds off my dry time, and I was passing everyone. Didn't matter what the hell it was.
Was that the time when we didn't have any defrost, but except for the little hose and all you could literally see? You could see nothing on the whole.
Couldn't see a lot.
Couldn't see anything except for the very bottom of the windshield, which was terrifying. Yes,
4 seconds off my dry time.
I'm pretty sure.
I think Chrissy's eyes were closed most of them.
I probably was going.
Yeah,
the whole time. Yes. Not good.
Fantastic.
I remember doing a track walk with the Garage Heroes, and I don't remember which woman it was from the Garage Heroes. We're talking about going down the hill, and we're talking about where my eyes are and where I'm going up. And I can't remember if it was Jen or who it was, but they were like, "Wait, where are your eyes?" And I'm like, "I'm looking there." And she said something about like a cutout dog that was on the infield. Yeah, and I was like, there's a cutout dog on the infield? And
yes,
she says,
there is.
Jeff, don't you look there? I'm like, no, my eyes are up the hill. There could be a naked Christy Turlington on the inside of that turn, and I would never see it. And they're like, you're old.
Okay, I just realized we went here on one lap in 2016.
We did.
And this was the first.
It was our first time we were there. It was on one lap.
Yeah,
and
right.
It was the very first track.
This was the first track.
Skid pad.
Okay, so the first track after the skid pad, we drive there, we get there. We're all sitting on a bunch of us, we were in the last group of cars. And we were sitting on the, what do you call that?
The guardrail.
The guardrail with Eric Kritzler, DJ 914.
Didn't know him at the time.
Didn't know him. DJ 914 says something. Do you remember what he said?
Yeah, he
it was old Greg, wasn't it?
It was old Greg. It was old Greg. Yes.
He kind of just floated that out there, not expecting to get anything. And when I came back with drinking
whatever
Baileys out of a shoe, it's like one of those. All right, did we just become best friends?
We're like we basically had like the heart on one hand, and we just held out the heart with the other hand. We were just like
he said, I showed you my mixed up downstairs.
Right, exactly.
And
Whatever.
we were like, oh my gosh! So that's
I like watercolors.
So that was the story of how we met Eric Kritzler. But also this track, we were driving the CLS, and my first lap, I didn't realize where you have to stop for turn one. So I am going full
hammering down the straight,
full tilt down the straight. And then I realize that I'm at one and I have to brake
over the crest of the
and the commentary box over there was like, wow, she's going really hard on this. I just didn't realize I had to stop and turn.
And Chrissy went real deep in that. And then we hear the ABS go.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, you have to brake and turn here. So yeah, very first time on this track. I forgot that we went to one lap here because I was thinking about the times where all the different tracks at one lap that we drove our Razor scooters. And I'm pretty sure the first time down turn 4 was pretty exciting on a Razor scooter. So I'm pretty sure that was one of the
and coming up after turn 5 and 6.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna have to walk this.
Yeah, right.
Two other things that we may have forgotten happened also. Now this is not the actual picture of it, but this was also the origins of I'm 80% or 40% cold,
40% cold and 80% party.
80% party.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
It's in here.
This was the battle of the TR7s when they kept vapor locking and we had to give like the tow truck guys like a whole box of Chrissy's mom's cookies.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, we'll come get you every time.
Yeah, right. Good. They weren't happy about it, but they were like, after we started giving them cookies, they were a little bit better. Yeah.
And then
forget about that.
I remember I came up there because Vicky was out of town. I drove up from Atlanta and I brought my dogs. And immediately everyone runs over because they all want to be like, and Jeff's like, oh, I'm going to take the big dog. And he like took her up on the hill and I forget who got the wiener dog. And then Chrissy took Moco, the chihuahua, who's also here that entire weekend. Jay Lamb did not get out of the Jazzy scooter the entire weekend. He spent in the Jazzy scooter at Pitt Race and he had my dog. And Chrissy comes back over after 10 minutes with the leash to Moco. And she's like, this thing is exhausting.
I don't remember this. It sounds appropriate.
It's on brand.
Yeah.
On brand.
Yeah, you had your RV up there. That was like an early
I believe that was 2019.
Yeah.
Because I took a wrong turn when I left. and ended up, instead of driving through Pennsylvania and West Virginia home, I drove through Ohio and Kentucky. And I think it only added like 30 minutes.
Yeah. So here's an interesting thing, Tim, you might not know. You could get to Summit Point, to a Summit Race store, factory store in like 90 minutes from that place. If you
Somewhere on my phone is the video.
If you try really hard.
Yeah.
It could be even less. Yeah.
In a rental car, because of course the
again,
fastest car is a rental car.
So many people ended up going to Summit Racing during that race every year because they had the parts.
Yeah, there's another video that's going to, or another business is going to suffer. Yeah.
Yeah. I went out there and I remember it was so cold. It was so windy. It was just like it was at a lot of races. And I bought a Summit Racing like fuzzy hat because I just was like, I'm going to die if I go back at that damn track.
Yeah, we did talk a little bit about the weather, but we've definitely had some epic weather. There's definitely a picture of Chris and I making pancakes while it's hailing. It was like snow.
I do remember
snow
that.
hailing. He was holding a umbrella up over my head as we're cooking.
Oh, look, he's got a picture of the hail.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Here's the here it is right out in front. We're like, this was a half an hour before the green flag was supposed to drop.
Yeah.
It's just
that's
actively white ground.
white.
Yeah.
That is Amanda's
white.
trailer and truck right
White.
there as well.
Yeah, that was her torching her exhaust.
That was the first time that I went to Pitt. I drove Amanda's car, which was terrifying because she is not exactly the most friendly car owner in the world. And it was like, don't crash Amanda's car. Don't crash Amanda's car.
She's got the gun.
And then
she's
that happened.
got the
and I was
arms
like,
to
great.
back it
It's
up.
going to be in the snow. I'm going to be racing Amanda's car in the snow.
It is a track I've never been to before.
Fantastic.
That everybody is telling me is pretty technical.
Yeah, and I think we've had some wind too. Oh yeah, I think
the wind.
we had some wind too, just because it was on top of a hill. And I think it really picked up over the parking lot where the
track kind of had like a rolling
hills, but there's no
rolling
windbreak
hills.
in that
Yeah, no
place.
windbreak anywhere.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And they did
2
the
years
drifting.
ago.
It was drifting. Chrissy.
Drifting. Thank you. Yeah,
And
that's
autocross.
2 years ago,
It was not
judging.
Oh, go ahead, Tim.
I was just going to say 2 years ago when I judged there, and they had horrible winds the last day, and I was in charge of doing a paddock sweep to make sure all the teams were out of there and everybody was kind of situated. And the number of mangled pop-up tents.
That was a pop-up tent killing location.
Just
Then
every garbage can had pop-up
filled
tents in it.
filled
Yep.
with pop-up tents.
Now, this was not the place where the 3-pedal penalty was invented, but it got a lot of use here, which was when the car started getting fast and everyone got tired of the black flags, we implemented the unicorn penalty.
Penicorns.
Yeah. And so if you got a black flag, you had to wear the unicorn for the rest of the time there.
I also have this is not where I thought you were going here, mental, but you were not. A inside joke from our team. Thursday night, our team, Greg and Bruce, always get there early. And this track was where they get there very early and they start drinking very early.
Yes.
So by the time we get there on Thursday, they're
drunk.
Very drunk. We get there on a Thursday and sit in the RV, and apparently Greg had been on a mini bike, fallen off the mini bike, and tumbled down the hill from the top north garages to the bottom. and then Bruce was laughing so hard that he thinks he broke ribs. And so is that how the story went? That was
the first time I hung out with those guys. We were in the garage until 4 o'clock in the morning drinking. And that is exactly how it went down. And then the next morning I go, and this is the real first time I really hung out with those guys. The next morning we go down to his RV, Amanda and I, and poor Greg is literally stuck to his sheets
because he went to bed bloody and just turned into a giant band-aid.
Oh, no.
Then Bruce is laughing at him more, trying to get out of bed. And he's like, I can't laugh. It hurts so much.
Every time he moved, he would say it would hurt. But
this is also, we had hot tub problems here. And the first year we put the hot tub inside. And Bruce went into the utility closet where the hot water tank is, the hot water heater. So he just hooked the hose up to the hot water heater and fills up the hot tub. And it was
didn't they not allow you anywhere near those?
The second
garages?
year we did the hot tub again. And then they got mad at us, and Kim went to bat for us with the track, and he was super upset. And it was like, "Hey, you guys offer showers. Some of these guys don't take a shower because they have this hot tub. So that's their water usage. What's the difference?" That was Kim's argument to the track about the hot tub. And then the third year, when I went to register for the garages, and I gave my name, and they said,
you guys are
you're not bringing the hot tub again, right? That's my name.
Yes, you're attached to it.
And so for that year, Greg and Bruce weren't going to that race. He's like, no, those guys here to be here. They said, that's good.
Yeah.
They don't remember the NSX. They remember the hot tub.
One more from Jeff's archives here. And let's not forget Cheese Bolt has came there.
Yep.
And
yep.
Yeah, that's Greg, who I mentioned had the very upset rant on the champ page, and that's Hamza, the blurry one.
The blurry guy was Hamza. Oh,
yeah. And then there's Party Kent himself. Matt there.
He's only blurry because of the amount of alcohol he had. He was in focus in real life.
He just turned into
all right, look, we're gonna miss Pitt Race. Let's put a bow on this thing.
They're going out on a high note. Wasn't this also not that particular race, but the track where the tempo was having to reset itself? And
yes,
I believe so. Yes, it was
the cycle, the kill switch on every straight.
Every straight,
so they could make it around again.
Well, how many times are you doing that? Every lap. And Jay's like, I didn't hear that. I don't need to hear that.
Yeah. Oh, so many good memories. It was what an epic track. What an epic time.
So let's wrap it up with this question to everybody. What do you think is going to be the replacement on the Lemon schedule for Pitt Race?
I think the only thing regional and in their wheelhouse is Summit.
Yeah, Summit. It's got to be Summit.
And I'll be honest, Summit's not a replacement. I mean, Summit. We got a ton of great memories there, but Summit's sketchy as shit.
Well, we're going to be there in a couple of weeks, so
we'll check it out.
Yeah.
Maybe they go push on like Mid Ohio or something.
Mid Ohio is a great track.
We've never been, unfortunately. Does it have the runoff that is helpful for lemons?
Well,
Metal Youth race there.
Yes.
Okay.
The trouble, like we talked about
walls,
a couple years ago, because they've got sand traps because they run IndyCar there, and some of those sand traps can put a street car on its roof.
Yeah,
if they go into it sideways.
I remember watching plenty of video from there, and I feel like that was one of the things where I think they might question, because I know that they run big events, right? That it's a pretty big facility, but I would worry about runoff and making sure that is.
But I think most of that track is pretty safe, and if they put the keyhole in at the top of it, the track's pretty good about slowing stuff down. But having raced and stayed at Summit, or Mid Ohio rather, the facilities just aren't what Pitt Race had. There's not as many garages. The garages aren't insulated. The showers aren't as plentiful or as good. The paddock is kind of small compared to the vastness of Pitt Race. It is Mid Ohio's out in nowhere, so you're driving for a while for parts or things like that. It's
well,
regionally it's okay, but it pales in comparison.
This also gets to there seems to be this understanding, although it's not 100%, that if Champ Car runs there, Lemons doesn't.
No, that's not true.
Plenty of
And
places that
there's a bunch that do it.
Barber, Pitt,
Thompson.
Yeah, Thompson, all those.
New
but-
Hampshire.
New Hampshire. Yeah.
I don't know why, but I've always heard that that's one of the reasons Lemons didn't go there.
I don't think Pocono would be a good replacement either. Pocono is okay, and it's got decent facilities, but you've got so much of the track that runs right along the wall, like at high speeds. I mean, we've run it in the Mercedes is not a perfect analogy, but I was hitting 140 coming out of the banking on the top of the trial on the road course there. That's serious.
That's you by yourself.
And
not
there's
with 100
not
other
many
cars.
endurance racing. I mean, they're just talking about it now just as a replacement, but there's not many endurance racing
Nobody's running
series.
Pocono.
Right. Nobody runs there. So I'm
This
there
year,
must be
next year, Champ is going to. They've
Right.
put Pocono on the schedule, but
yeah. But I mean, I'm wondering, there must have been a reason why there's a racetrack there. So is it expensive? Can you not do it? Or now
I think it's very
Schedule?
busy. It's very busy.
Schedule.
There's
Yeah, they
things
got a lot
going
of
there
the
all the time.
NASCAR experiences.
Yeah.
There's a permanent one up there too.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So taking up a weekend may be difficult, or a couple weekends for a couple different racing series might be difficult. Good question. Don't know.
Crazy.
We'll have to see.
But I think we all agree it sucks.
Sucks.
Pour one
Yeah.
out.
You
It was fun.
You deserve better, Pitt Race. You treated us well.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
It's the only thing I had with me. I didn't bring any drinks.
Jeff,
I
thanks for.
Could be.
I got a
could
quick
be.
on the spot.
Oh, that wasn't on the spot.
No, quick related one on the spot.
Got it.
Your favorite corner at Pitt Race,
That was. I have that listed,
I know.
listed as a question.
but we didn't have it, so
We didn't.
I think this works. Mine is 14.
I
You're
need a
coming up-
track map.
Coming up over, well, you can describe it. Coming up over the blind hill, where you have to look at the corner worker. That there's a lot more room than you think, and if you get a really good run out of that, you get a really nice run down the entire back straight section through 15, 16, into the turnaround at 17. I could always pass a lot of people out of 14 because they didn't know the track as well to be able to put the car in
Yeah.
the right spot to be able to hammer down on the gas over the blind hill.
And I remember a lot of people always, they called it a throwaway corner. And yeah, it was a setup corner really for people that were throwing it away. Cause yeah, you just crush it down that hill. That was a great one. I think one of my favorites as far as execution was right after that was 15 at the bottom of the hill. Cause you'd had full suspension compression and it was instantaneous feedback. If you did it right, you rocketed all the way up the hill. If you did it wrong, you lumbered up the hill.
Yeah, 14's the bottom of the hill, right?
I'm sorry, not 14. I'm sorry, 5. I'm looking at a distant map and I'm seeing T.
Yeah.
5, turn 5,
Yeah, that's what I
bottom of the
thought.
hill.
Yeah. Yeah, you could throw the car into there, and it did every mile an hour you carried in was 2 more at the top of the hill.
Yeah. And car position mattered, and and you would exit so slow it didn't feel like it. Like you said though, until you got to the top of the hill and you realized, oh, I'm doing this fast because I exited properly down there. So yeah, turn 5 into 6.
Yeah. Inside turn 5 is where I would not see a naked Linda Hamilton from T2
Correct.
doing pull-ups.
Yeah, I liked the coming out of 12. You got to set up for really well in 13 so you can make 14 at pace. 14, the right-hander, a little bit of a blind turn, track falls
Very
away from
blind.
you.
It was
Super.
all blind.
Super fun. I mean, it's
Yeah.
a pucker factor. I love that one. That was good.
Chrissy, 789 is modulating the gas, right?
That's correct. I think that's where I'm going to go. Yep.
Modulating the gas.
Yeah,
It
modulating.
actually goes all the way through.
Or is it
10,
8, 9, 10, right?
To
Maybe
10.
not.
even into 11.
Yeah.
No, right. You start in 7
Yeah, yeah.
because 7 is where that's right after the straight. That's where you're braking and then you're turning there. And then, 8 is probably the first one that you're actually modulating. So yeah, 8, 9, 10.
I'm going to go with that section as my favorite too.
Not to get all feels and hippie on you, but I just remember that was one of the times when I was racing and I went into that corner and the song popped into my head and I spent like the next lap going, I've either known these people for too long or not long enough, but because I'm like, damn it, she's in my head now. Just
think I'm in a lot of people's
keeping
heads.
keeping me
Sorry.
safe and making me
Right?
faster. Damn
I
it!
know, isn't it sad?
It works so well in those corners.
Really?
So easy to do.
All right. Does anybody want to switch to the other notes we have down here, or have we said enough?
I think we're good.
Yeah, we said enough. It's a lot.
In the immortal words of Chris and Chrissy's New Neighbors, I think we done did a car show.
Uh-huh.
Very good.
Fantastic.
Jeff, thanks for being with us.
Yes,
Thanks for
yeah.
taking your night out of a busy work week. And
It's good to see you and half of your family.
Yeah.
See all of them.
They all were here.
They're on here.
Except
the dog.
I didn't point down to see the dogs.
Nope.
No, dog.
Dog. Oh.
Sorry, singular.
Shoot.
It's just my house is still filled with junk.
Oh.
Pine
He
Tree
just held
Derby
up
Civic.
the Pinewood
Yeah.
Jeffrey.
Primal Derby and close to Fantastic Shark.
Excellent.
All
Well, thanks,
right.
everybody. It's been
Been
fun. Remember
fantastic.
Pit Race.
Hey, if you've got a favorite turn at Pitt Race or a favorite memory at Pitt Race,
Give it
seriously,
to us.
throw it in the doodly doo, throw it in
There's
the
so
comments,
much we're
drop us a
missing.
line, please.
Yeah.
I almost put this into our socials, like tell us your favorite pit story, but then it would have been like the next 3 episodes of us just reading
Yeah.
user,
Yeah, we'll
But
we'll read them this
Yeah.
week.
but we'll read them.
We
We'll
will.
care. So
All right.
Thanks.
Thanks for having me, everybody.
Yeah.
You got it.
See ya.
Enjoy your week, everybody.
thanks.
Bye.
Thanks for listening, folks.
Thanks for downloading us. We hope you enjoyed this week's edition of Everyone Racers. We also hope you will join us in the world of driving, racing, and building, because everyone can be a racer, even you. If you enjoyed this podcast, subscribe. It's totally free. Then go to iTunes and give us a 5-star rating. Even if you hated us, give us 5 stars and tell us why. If you have any questions or show ideas, drop us a comment on our Facebook page, Everyone Racers, or email us at everyone.racers@gmail.com. You can still text us at 484-243-0455. Find us on Instagram at everyone.racers, YouTube and Facebook under Everyone Racers, or even Reddit at /E1R. Thanks again, and until next week, keep the shiny side up, unless, like us, there is no shiny side, then just keep those wheels down.